friends, especially our beloved Madam Hasdin Yusuf. So today we are going to present about myopia. What is myopia actually? Myopia is nearsightedness. Nearsightedness is a common vision condition in which the person that deserves it can only see a near object very clear, but the farther objects is blurred. So that is generally what is myopia. In biological, it is occur when the shape of your eyes causes light rays to bend incorrectly. So the effect, the focusing image is in front of our retina. Instead, it should be in your retina to make your vision normal. But don't worry, nowadays we have glasses, we have lens that can help the person with myopia can see like a normal person. And there is some treatment to be shared. The first is laser surgery, but it has high risk. Maybe can be cured, maybe instead like that. And we also can eat tomatoes, carrot. As we know, carrot have vitamin A that contribute to eye health. So there's introduction. There is two objectives of this project. The first, to investigate what is the common causes of sample deserve myopia. The second, to know the way they overcome this disorder.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I'm DALINA I will present problem statement and methodology. In problem statement, we have two, which is epidemiology of myopia and clinical background of myopia. In epidemiology of myopia, we have prevalence and incidence and risk factor. In clinical background of myopia, we have common signs, symptoms, and complications. The first one is prevalence and incidence. Prevalence of myopia varies with age and other factors. Myopia increase in the school age and young adult, and decline in the populations over the age of 44 years. Prevalence of myopia in females is higher than in males. Prevalence of myopia increase with income level and educational attainment, and higher among persons who work occupations requiring a great deal of new works. The second one is risk factor. An important risk factor of development of myopia is family history of myopia. Difference in prevalence of myopia as a function of parental history exists even for children in their first few years of schools. Doing a substantial amount of new works on a regular basis can increase the risk of myopia. Myopia is associated with greater time spent reading and doing new works, better reading test scores, more years of education, occupations that require a great deal of new works, and greater academic ability. Common signs, symptoms, and complications. The most common symptoms associated with incorrect myopia is blurred distant visions. Children with myopia are often unaware that they are reduced distant vision until they discover that other children can see better than they can. For others who never report a problem, the poor distant vision is first detected during vision screening or comprehensive eyes and vision examinations. The primary sign of myopia is reduced unaided distant visual acuity, which can be corrected to standard or near standard level with appropriate minus power optical corrections. The incorrect visual acuity levels and the degree of uncorrected myopia are highly correlated. Okay, in this study, we conducted a survey through Google Forms. The survey consists of 6 questions about their personal information and 15 multiple choice questions. The survey was answered by 45 persons and mostly it's come from the students. Here is the questions of the questionnaire. In order to gain a better insight into the survey, we also contact a few people that have answered the survey through website, and this is our conversations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amir Kamarudin. Today I would like to explain the result for our survey, which is the myopia disorder. Okay, first of all, the respondent age. There is total 44 respondent that we took. Okay, for below 20 years old, there is 14%, which is equivalent to 6 respondent, while 20 to 30 years old is 86%, which is equivalent to 38 respondent. Okay, next, do they have myopia or not? There is 68% that say yes that they have myopia, and there is 32% that say no, which is equivalent to 14 respondent, while that say yes equivalent to 30 respondent. And then what age do they have myopia? In this, we divide into 3 categories, which is 1 to 10 years old, and then 11 to 20 years old, and 20 to 30 years old. For 1 to 10 years old, which is equivalent to 17%, is equivalent to 5 respondent, and 11 to 20 years old, which is 73%, equivalent to 22 respondent, while lastly 20 to 30 years old, which is equivalent to 10%, which is 3 respondent only. And then next is difficulty in reading. There is 68% that say yes in difficulty in reading, while there is 32% that say no in difficulty in reading. And more than half people that have myopia, they have difficulty in reading. And next, are they able for close-up tasks? Okay, there is 89% that say yes, which is equivalent to 39 respondent, and there is 11% that say no, which is equivalent to 5 respondent. In this data, we can see that even though they have myopia, they are able to do the close-up task. Okay, next, the symptom of myopia. We divided into 3, which is eye strain, headache, squinting, and lastly all the above. Okay, for the eye strain, there is 9%, which is equivalent to 4 respondent, and for the headache is 11%, which is equivalent to 5 respondent, and for the squinting, which is 50%, equivalent to 22 respondent, and lastly consists of three of them, all the above, eye strain, headache, and squinting, is 30%, which is consists of 13 respondent. As we can see here, it is half of the data people that have symptom of myopia is squinting. Okay, next, respondent that wearing glasses. There is 45% that respondent that said that they are wearing glasses, which is equivalent to 20 respondent, and while not wearing glasses, it equivalent to 55%, which is equivalent to 24 respondent. As we can see here, even though they have myopia, they do not wearing glasses, so it might affect their myopia in the long term in future. Okay, next, do they have myopic parents? Okay, there is 55% that say yes, which is equivalent to 24 respondent, and there is 45% that say no, which is equivalent to 20 respondent. More than half said that their myopia problem is inherited from their parents. So this could be the major factor why do they have myopia at first place. And lastly, do they have eye injury? Okay, there is only 5% that say yes, which is equivalent to 2 respondents, and overall or majority said no, which is 95%, which is equivalent to 42 respondents only.
Success developed before instances. There are two groups of age. People under age 20 and people between age 20 to 30. Majority of the population of students and self-employment. Based on the nuclear result, we take the data lesson that have not left. 5 people under age 20, 36 people between age 20 to 50. Their nuclear reduced at age 11 to 20 response, which typically reduced at their childhood age. For example, active person have myopic levels while control person that have myopic levels. So, when touch from myopic level, take the right of the media factor. 32% of myopia unable to reading or seeing the distant objects clearly, but 51 of them can see the close-up text clearly. As you see, 10% have headaches, 8% have eye strain, 70% have constantly their eye to see the objects clearly, and 12 of them have 4 of the systems. This symptom most happens during night and daytime. Among the 33 nuclear patients, 38% spend time on device more than 2 hours without sleep. 22 patients only have 10 to 20 cm the distance from the eyes to the device screen. So, this could be another factor of myopia. The treatment of myopia are refractive surgery, contact lens, or laser spectacle, but majority of the patients choose not to spectacle as their treatment to reduce myopia. This is because spectacle more economical in any case compared to the other two. That's possible. Thank you.
In conclusion, from this project, we can see that most of the samples that deserve myopia are coming from them who is overreacting with gadgets. For example, playing handphone, laptop, and some of them are coming from parent genetics and also some of them accident. But however, myopia still can be treated or can be cured slowly by applying healthy lifestyle, eating a good fruit that can specific help our view to be cured. That's all from us.